Hello, my name is the Lord of the Moon, also known as Sai, and this here is my buddy Star. And we're going to show you an update we've made to my program VTS G.E.R.S. If you're not familiar with what VTS G.E.R.S is, if you haven't seen my previous video on it, VTS G.E.R.S is essentially a kind of add-on for VTS POG. If you're not familiar with VTS POG, I encourage you to go look up some videos on that first because it is a prerequisite to use this program. But just the short and sweet of it is that VTS POG is a program not developed by me, developed by somebody else, which allows an AI buddy like Star here to read off Twitch chat messages and respond to them using Chat GPT. However, VTS POG does not come with the ability out of the box to speak to your AI buddy directly. But it is possible. They have a little local API set up that you can send web requests through. So that's what my program does. Uses their local API and a few Python packages to allow you to speak to your AI buddy directly. Before this video, I had a kind of version 1 of VTS G.E.R.S, and I had a little tutorial video on that. This is an update to that tutorial and showing you a few things I've added to hopefully make your life easier and hopefully make it easier to use or improve performance, maybe, possibly. We'll see. So again, welcome any feedback from anyone who uses this. Leave it in the comments. And I'll try to get to it. So rather than rambling on though, I'm just gonna get to the corner here and show you how to use it or show you what updates I've made. So you'll be familiar with the console window if you've used VTS G.E.R.S before, but this is the GUI itself is where things look a little different. We still have the custom buttons here, 1 through 5, and they work the same way. You'll have your text here that your AI buddy will read off. If you click this custom 2 button, it'll read off the text associated with that. So for example, this text says, "Hello chat, how are you today?" I can click custom 2.
Hello chat, how are you today?
And Star will read it off. Also added keybinds for each of these buttons so that you can hopefully maybe it's a little easier to activate them than having to go to the GUI itself and press the button. You can just click a keybind that you have. I suggest you use something that is not commonplace. These keybinds are global, meaning that whatever window you have active, if you press that key combination, it will activate. So at least in my uses so far, these keybinds have worked for me. I might come to realize that it doesn't, but if you find that these keybinds don't work for you, you can change them quite easily. For example, you don't like Control 2, maybe you rather Control 6 for whatever reason. Maybe you're just a Control 6 kind of person. You just change it to Control 6 like that. But when you've done that, you have to hit apply and save. Hit apply and save. And then I included this kind of echo, I guess, almost, that shows you what changed, what your settings were and what they are now. So for example, we changed this, right? Control 2, it was Control 2, now it's Control 6. I'm gonna change that back before I forget. So again, you'll see old setting is Control 6 and now it's Control 2. Okay. So, and this text box here works in a similar way, right? So this says, "Hello chat, how are you today?" But maybe you just want to keep it simple. Maybe you just want it to say, hello chat. Delete that, apply and save. You'll see it was hello chat, how are you today? New settings is just simply hello chat. I'll hit custom 2.
Hello chat.
And there you have it. So that's how those custom buttons work, how those keybinds work, and how you update them. Be sure to apply and save whenever you make a change. I also got some feedback that, in my previous video, I encouraged that to improve response time, you might want to use a noise gate because you could have lingering audio levels that prolong the listening part of the function of the program. So that works for me, but I realize that maybe that doesn't work for everyone. So I'm hoping this next thing I'm about to show you helps anyone who's having problems there. The speech recognition package I use, the Python speech recognition package, has a few settings that you're able to play around with that I didn't have included in the first version of VTS G.E.R.S. So I've added a few of those settings that gives you the ability to play around with those settings a little bit and see what works for you. So for example, I now have a button here that allows you to calibrate for ambient noise, and it quite literally calls the function of the speech recognition package that calibrates for ambient noise. So I can do that. I won't talk. You shouldn't talk during it because obviously it's trying to calibrate for the surrounding noise environment. So I'll be silent here for a second. Okay, so you'll realize my new energy threshold is 0 because I have a noise gate up. So I don't really, in the eyes of VTS, or I guess the ears of VTS G.E.R.S, it doesn't hear any ambient noise. If you don't have a noise gate though, you might have some kind of value here. You'll also notice that there's a note here, this threshold will not be dynamically adjusted. Energy threshold in settings.txt is not set to dynamic. So I'm not quite sure what to recommend here, other than see what works for you. You can leave this as dynamic. I can apply and save, and then that energy threshold will be adjusted dynamically as you use the program. That is the default setting, so that might be what you want to default to. But if you're having problems with lingering audio levels, I'm thinking that maybe this energy threshold setting is what you might be looking for and what you might want to play with. Maybe you want to set it to 50. You apply and save, and again you see the echo of the settings that you had in the new settings. It was dynamic, it's now 50. Pause duration, not everyone is not everyone has English as their first language, so you might speak more slowly than someone who learned English as their first language. So this pause duration is here so that if you're a little bit, if you're speaking a little bit slower, if you want the program to wait for you a little longer to complete sentences, you can set this pause duration to be a little bit longer, say 1 second, apply and save. Again, you see that change there. And so then the program, after your audio levels go below the energy threshold you set, it'll wait a little bit longer It'll wait 1 second before it stops listening. Of course, increase or decrease, but the minimum is 0.5 seconds. I think that's the hard set minimum in the speech recognition package, as far as I can tell. I think I might need to look into that a little bit more, but for now anyway, 0.5 seconds is the minimum here. I think that's all I want to say there. I guess I should also kind of explain how this energy threshold works, because I don't think I did. This energy threshold is essentially the audio level that starts and stops listening. So, above that energy threshold, the program will start recording what you're saying. Of course, you'll hit the button, but nothing will be recorded until you start talking, and that start is initiated when your audio levels go above that energy threshold. The listen function stops listening when you go below that threshold. And actually, I should clarify, it doesn't stop exactly when you go below that energy threshold. It waits this pause duration after going below that energy threshold to stop listening. So, in a way, it's also a kind of noise gate, I guess you could say. So try it out if you were having problems with the noise gate suggestion I had suggested in the previous video. Maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. I'm hoping it does. Let me know if it doesn't. Just trying to add some flexibility here and some settings to help out people. Hopefully they do. Okay. I think that's the main changes. The talk to your AI buddy hasn't changed. The keybind, rather than having it set in the settings.txt file, you can still go in the settings.txt file and change it, but like the custom buttons, I have the ability added into the GUI itself that you can change that bind here. But the talk to your AI buddy hasn't changed. Just changed the button layout a little bit. So you can click talk to your AI buddy. Hello, Star. How are you doing this fine evening?
Hello, Sai. I'm functioning optimally and ready to delve into the wonders of space with you. What cosmic queries or topics would you like to explore today? Let's continue our journey through the vast expanse of the universe together.
So there you go. And I don't know, I was playing with my windows there for a second, so I might have blinked out of reality there. But that's because I wanted to show you that if you have a Stream Deck, let me make sure there's no, I don't think there's any sensitive information here. I wanted to show you that if you have a Stream Deck, you can add these kind of key combinations into your Stream Deck so that it's just a single button press. Maybe you weren't happy with the suggestion that you have to hit 2 buttons to activate the button, which again, it doesn't have to be this key combination. You can set it to a single one, but the keybinds are global. So anytime you're typing something and you hit a single key that's associated with the button, it'll activate. So that's why I suggested a key combination. But I do realize that that might be a little bit less convenient to hit 2 buttons. So if you happen to have a Stream Deck, you can make life a little bit easier because you can set hotkeys So you can add this kind of button by going into System and then Hotkey right here. Oh, my head's blocking it. Sorry about that. You can add this hotkey by going into the System tab here, and then hotkey right here. And so, for example, you just drag it over here, add your photo here, title, whatever, and then you can set the hotkey or the key combination that you have associated with your custom buttons up here. So, for example, we were using the custom 2 button earlier as an example. Here's my custom 2 hotkey button in the Stream Deck, and I set the hotkey to Control 2. So I can press the custom 2 button on my Stream Deck, and Star should say hello chat.
Hello chat.
There you go. So that was something that was some feedback I got from someone who tried out VTS G.E.R.S previously. It'd be good to have the ability to set buttons like this in Stream Deck, have that ability. So you do now. Because I think previously I only had the keybind for the listen, but now you have binds for all the custom buttons. So you can set those hotkeys in your Stream Deck and make life a little bit easier. So I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. I guess maybe one thing I'll say is that at the Ko-fi link that I'll include in the description with this update, of course, I'll have the updated Python file. If you want to play with the Python file itself, you're welcome to make whatever adjustments you want to it. I'll also include 2 versions of VTS G.E.R.S. The previous version was working with the Chrome browser to send web requests. I'll also have a version that uses the Edge browser, just because, if you're on Windows, you have Edge. So if you don't want to download Chrome, you don't have to. You can use the Edge version. I was using Chrome previously because it seemed like I was getting better response times with the Chrome browser for whatever reason. And also the Edge browser, I don't think has the ability to, basically doesn't have a kill switch for some of the logging messages that you might get in the console window here. So if you use the Edge browser version, you might get some messages like dev tools listening on blah, 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 blah. That blah, 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 blah part, I don't know how sensitive that information is. So just keep that in mind. Probably something, if you're using the version with the Edge browser, you probably don't want to show this console window on stream. That message might not be sensitive at all. It might be. Out of an abundance of caution, if you use the Edge version, just avoid showing the console window if you can help it. So there's your fair warning. I'd encourage you to use Chrome if you can, because it does hide those logging messages. But, it's not a requirement, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So I think that's it. I think that's all I want to say. And have fun with it. If you have any problems with it, if you have any feedback on it, again, welcome to leave feedback on it in the comments. And I'll try to get to it at some point and maybe make another update. But anyway, have fun with it. Enjoy. And thank you for listening. Bye.